Hey, what's up, people? This is Ike Love. I'm creating and author of the blog, The Viable Alternative, which is an inspirational blog where I share the wisdom and insight gained along my path of becoming a greater, stronger version of myself. And if you want to read more on this blog, click on the window where it says description, and you'll see the link for www.theviablealternative.com. So, boys and girls, the topic of this week's discussion is how to get over the feeling of discouragement. And I think this is quite relevant because, we're still basically in the new year, some people don't consider New Year, but we're in February, it's freaking the new year, and 90% of the populations have abandoned their New Year's resolution. They abandoned New Year's resolution within the first week or second week of January, those times the gym is full for the first week of January, and then after like the second or third week, it just the numbers diminish and it goes back to the normal numbers of the previous year. People have given up their hopes of quitting smoking or losing weight or getting rid of that bad temper or getting rid of that toxic relationship. People basically giving all up. And for a couple of reasons. Number one, that most people don't know a damn thing about how to actually change in their lives and what change is about. They just think you proclaim a New Year's resolution and then the rest will take care of itself, And other people, which leads to the discussion, it was related to discussion on this specific video blog. A lot of people get discouraged. They don't know how to deal with it, Discouragement can be a very big obstacle because, literally speaking, it literally it sits in our chest and it prevents us from going forward. And most people don't know how to deal with it, and so they wind up abandoning their whole goals, dreams, aspirations, desires altogether. So here's what usually happens. I don't know how do I begin. I'm all over the place. Let me just set the context. So just say now, okay, you're one of those people. You have a dream, a goal, desire. You believe in the law of attraction or whatever you believe in, or you just don't believe in the law of attraction, but you just believe in actually taking action. But even the law of attraction, really, for that to work, involves taking action. Action all across the board. So let's just say action, okay? And we all know that when you pursue anything, your mindset and your emotional state are of utmost importance, if you have a sucky, and I know I don't want to sound like a motivational speaker. I do not want to start giving these retarded cliches about attitude and all that. I've said this in my last video. I don't want to do that. But literally speaking, really, you need to have the right mindset or you're just done before you even started your toast. But anyway, you know this. So you're setting your goal. You have you have a goal towards making a certain amount of money, and maybe you're actually even going through something, but your mindset is of utmost importance, your emotional state is of utmost importance. So you're keeping the course, and despite the fact the way things may look around you, you're not letting reality distract you from where you want to go. So you're staying the course, and you're just visualizing where you want to go. You're taking action. Despite the way things may look, you still stay fixated on exactly where you want to be. You're feeling positive and everything like that. You're getting all these insights. And then something happens. Bam, something happens. Maybe you just have a string of disappointments. Or maybe you had high hopes of something working out and it didn't work out. Or maybe, you had unrealistic expectations over something, because we're all human. Even you have the right mindset that, you have unrealistic expectation over something and it doesn't work out. And now you're frigging it just hits you and you just get completely discouraged. And all that positivity you had, all those feelings of empowerment you had just go out the window. And now you just think the world is crap. You want to jump out of a window, or you want to drink poison, or you just basically, you're discouraged. And what happens when you're discouraged? You feel like something is sitting on your chest. You don't really feel like trying anymore. As a matter of fact, you feel like a complete idiot for being hopeful the way you were before. In fact, the way you were hopeful before feels like a completely different person. And you think to yourself, wow, how could I have ever been that hopeful? I mean, it just seems like something like another world, and the discouragement just sits in your chest now. But if you're one of those people that you're self-aware enough to know that you shouldn't be feeling this way, and that you want to get back on the wagon of being feeling empowered and picking up your momentum again, and just seeing beyond your circumstances, you're supposed to do that, but you just see yourself in this funk, like this hole of discouragement. You just can't seem to escape. It's like it's just like you feel like dragged down in that hole of discouragement, and no matter what you tell yourself, no matter what platitudes and nice motivational things you tell yourself, you're just stuck. You're stuck in that. You're stuck in that feeling of discouragement. So the first thing I want you to do, or to understand, number one, is, and again, and I say this in every friggin' video, and I'll say it again, this is to me. I say this because I go through this a lot. I've been going through this because I'm going through some tough situations now. And again, and I said this in the last video, and I've said this in the previous video to that, is that my hopes is that through what I go through and what I learn is to share the information with you, So one of the vexing, puzzling things is, like, if we know we're not supposed to be discouraged, if we know that discouragement is kind of like damaging to us and damaging to where we want to go, if it's counterproductive to the type of life we want, or counterproductive to the vehicle we want to use to get to where we want to go, why do we do it? Well, number one, society is just a friggin' it's just toxic. And a lot of us learned as kids that it's wrong for us, if we make a mistake or we experience a setback, it's wrong for us to immediately feel good after that. And we somehow feel we need to beat ourselves up or feel guilty about something before we get back up again and continue going forward. We feel we need to stay in a certain period of atonement before we can move forward towards our goal. We feel guilty if we fall down and we immediately get back up. Some of us, I mean, God bless you if you've overcome that, but a lot of us stay in that discouraged state because we feel we need to stay there because some stupid adult told us when we were kids. Maybe the adult, maybe our parents. God bless all our parents. But, seriously. But, okay, our parents may not have been stupid, but what they said was stupid. The belief they instilled us was stupid. It was stupid. A lot of us feel, and it's deeply programmed into us, that we need to stay discouraged for a set amount of time before we move forward. So we need to know that it's an idiotic thing, and it just doesn't help anybody. Whoever taught our parents that were idiots, and it was probably their parents that taught them that. But I mean, society at all is an effed up place. You know what I'm saying? And it teaches very toxic, limiting, defeating mindsets, and those are one of the mindsets. So we need to know that we do not have to sit, and there's not a specified period of atonement we need to do or stay in due to a mistake we made or a setback. We can immediately get back up. A lot of us are held there because we feel we need to stay there. So number one, we need to get rid of that nonsense. If you have it, and I was one of the people that had it. Just my confession, because I was one of the people that had it. Then now. The next thing, if we know we shouldn't be discouraged, a lot of us resist it, and then we beat ourselves up more for feeling discouraged. We get discouraged about the fact we're discouraged, or we get angry at ourselves about the fact that we're discouraged, and that just basically increases the momentum of discouragement. So screw all that. Stop doing all that. Stop beating yourself up. I want you now to go aside, take a notebook. I thought I had my notebook here. I was going to show it, but I don't. It's in my bag. It's going to take one to take out. But anyway, so I want you open up a blank page in your notebook and completely write how you feel. You feel like killing yourself, write that. You feel like jumping out a window, write that. You feel like, I don't know, whatever. You feel like punching someone in the face, write that. You feel like a complete utter loser. Completely empty everything out in your notebook about how discouraged you feel, how life sucks, how you feel you're never going to get to your goals, how you feel like your mom or your uncle or your teacher or your friend or whatever was right, that what's the use. Write everything out because you want to take the air out of the tire. You want to take the you want to take the air, I don't know what to say. You want to take the air out of the tire. You want to decrease the speed of this thing. You just want to give this thing, whatever is screaming, you want to give it an outlet. So write it all out. Write it all out. And then also give yourself time to be discouraged. I made a video about this subject, how to deal with a setback, I think about a year and a half ago. But, I'm putting a different spin on it because, it's I just feel that I've just grown since then, and I could add some more nuances to it. So give yourself also space to be discouraged. Just you want to kind of like decrease momentum. You do not want to resist it. You just want to like kind of flow with it. And then after that, what you want to do is you want to reconnect to that person who was feeling hopeful, that was focused on dreams and desires. You want to get back to that internal connection, because remember, all these dreams, goals, and desires come from your heart. If you are focused on the right thing, if you are on the right path, you are listening to your heart. So it's all about you reconnecting to your heart, because when you flow with your heart, that's why you were able to see things with such clarity. It's when we got up in our egos is that now things look so impossible. So what you need to do is to get into a quiet place. I'm going to say meditate, but meditate it intimidates the hell out of some people, as it did to me years ago. I've learned to become very good at meditation, and it's given me a lot of great insights and, connected me to some really deep, profound spots within my own being. But not everybody's able to meditate. But I just want you to take some quiet time with yourself, because what you want to do is you want to get back in touch with your heart. If that requires you, just taking a walk in a park, or, sitting by yourself, taking a nice bath with Epsom salts, you want to do things that get you back to you, because there's all this noise and chatter now going on due to your mind responding to the feelings of discouragement. So what you want to do is you want to slowly connect back to you. So as you connect more and more to you, the vision will become clear once more. And related to that, what you also want to do is you also want to get in touch with people. Well, let's see. Call some very positive friends of yours, who are on their own path. Don't call that loser friend that told you that you couldn't do it in the first place. That's going to tell you that I told you so. And make you really want to jump out the window. No, you're going to call one of your positive friends that you have, one of your encouraging friends. And even if they're not pursuing their dreams or whatever, well, hopefully you have someone to pursue their dreams. But you want to find someone that's very encouraging, and, talk to them. And, if you don't want to bitch and moan and complain, what actually helps is just talking to them about what they're doing, and hearing them pursue their own path and carry out their own mission in life is going to also start to get you back in touch with what you have within you, Now, because you're going to hear them just going through their own thing, the emotions, and, they may explain to you some of the trials and tribulations they're experiencing. And that's all going to get back to you and you doing your own thing, You're going to start to feel that familiarity. Your spirit is going to connect to that person's spirit because, you're light. You're, as friends, you're equally yoked. You're a person of faith going through your own thing, and faith doesn't necessarily mean religion per se, but faith meaning having a bigger vision and going for it, even if you don't see it, So equally yoked. So through the familiarity, you're going to connect to that other person, and then, slowly that will start to connect you more back to your heart. Also, even if that, maybe you just need encouragement, they're going to encourage you, someone, of course, a friend that you trust, that you look up to, that you admire, that you're close with, you're going to want to get in contact with one of those people. And after that, or including that, you're also going to go on YouTube and listen to people. This has been very helpful to me. Listen to those people that you really trust and admire, or listen to a good podcast interview of people who went through very harrowing situations and how they felt just like you. But, you may still be discouraged. You may still feel discouraged, but those other people have have their story because they've overcome it. So you hearing them having overcome their situation will also embolden and encourage you to come out of your situation and everything, to stop feeling discouraged, to minimize it and everything, you know what I mean? Or actually to decrease it gradually until it finally dissipates and you can get back in your path. So find those YouTube videos that are people on YouTube or YouTube personalities, whatever, or people speaking on YouTube that you resonate with, and start to listen to them. Listen to podcasts that you like, and you're going to hear some really inspiring stories, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, they went through what I went through, and you're going to start to feel better. And finally also start taking action. Do what you can do. And there's certain things now, due to the situation you have, maybe part of it is your discouragement is that there's certain things you couldn't change. Well, focus on the things you can do now, and just do them. Take action. And that actual the action that you're taking will start to build the momentum to get you out of your discouragement. And the final thing is why you're doing all this, and the overarching thing that you should know, so to help you get out of your discouragement, is that it's going to take time. It's a gradual thing. Your discouragement has such momentum. It's that, it's kind of like stopping a speeding train. You're not going to stop it at once unless you're Superman or something like that, or the Hulk. And, that's whatever. So, unless you're one of those characters, you're not going to be able to stop a train like that. Something with that amount of momentum. So, let it slow down gradually. Don't, because then what we do, we get discouraged that the discouragement has not gone away yesterday, Just sometimes it'll take a couple of days. Sometimes it'll take a couple of days or a week to get back to the original momentum you were on. It's a gradual thing. So know that the best you can do is take these sequential steps, and everything else will take care of itself. You get back on the wagon again, back to feeling empowered, back to focusing on what looking through your reality to where you want to go. And that will attract now the success and momentum and bring you the things, people, ideas, and circumstances to help bring this thing into fruition. So I hope all this helps. Like I said again, new year, still relative new year. Many of us are feeling impatient, discouraged because the things that we set out to do have not worked out the way we want them to. So we're feeling discouraged. We feel like giving up. We feel like kind of going back to old habits. We feel like, what's the use? And the key to accomplishing the things we want to accomplish, despite the way things may look, is to handle this dragon of discouragement, because it could be a huge hindrance to us getting the things we want. So, if you want to read more on my website, go to www.theviablealternative.com. You'll see a whole bunch of blogs, me talking about my life, and that will hopefully give you the wisdom and insights you need on your journey. You can also follow me on Twitter, The Viable Alt. I tweet every day about wisdoms and insights in my own life and my own path, Also, please, if you like what I have to say, please click on like and comment. And if you also want to get a regular update of my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And finally, I'm going to be coming out with an ebook sometime soon. About the viable alternative and you building your ideal life, and you building your own empire. I will be coming out with some. I'm just going to start working on that pretty soon, so you'll have something to actually take with you. So I gotta get the hell out of here. It's late. Anyway, so hope all this helps. Take care. Do I remember anything else? Forget anything else? Take care. God bless, and peace.